It came about completely by accident. I intended for it to be just a couple saxophones, and I was gonna post it on SoundCloud just for, you know, fun, for the heck of it. And then it ended up being 40 tracks, and people really, really liked it. You know, when I started trying to look for like whatever the most popular song was, or whichever had the most YouTube views, or whatever was like, you know, the new thing that just came out this week, I just got disappointed often, because it was like, oh, well, you know, these songs are cool, but I'm not into them. Like, the reason I did the Kendrick song was because when I heard it, it struck me, and it was like, oh, that's classic. And I was like, oh, well, I want to make some kind of cover of this, kind of like what we did with Super Slick Kids. But I was like, I don't want there to be anything but horns. And I was like, oh, this is like a chamber orchestra. And so we decided to call it the Club Casa Chamber Orchestra. I had been playing like a bunch with like bigger groups and bigger sections, and so I was like, oh, well, what can you do with Pro Tools in your room and a bunch of horns? And so when you think of that, it's like you hear the piano, but you're thinking of like all the different instruments instead. So flutes, clarinets, there's some overlap, trumpets, saxes, trombones, bass trombone, tuba. And so like, I'll just try and go through and I hear all the parts and I'll play them, and I'll just try and kind of be mindful of how many instruments I have. I started going, and then I came up with this intro, which is like, anyway, so like like you see here, like I got like the song from start to finish, or like all the sections more or less. I've never tried to write for a chamber orchestra before, and a lot of my heroes and mentors are gonna be playing, and so I just want to make sure that the music is right for them. So just trying to figure out like how to use different combinations of instruments is the biggest difference between trying to arrange it for like a live performance and as opposed to just doing this. Because with this, it's like I have a flute, a clarinet, and a saxophone, and I'll probably call somebody to play trumpet and trombone. When I have, you know, 17 horn players, it's like we have a gig, we're gonna record and do it live, and we're gonna have a rehearsal. So they get one rehearsal, so I get one chance to hear it before, one chance to hear it and make revisions before we play it live. And then once it's recorded, that's forever. It's gonna have to be right the first time.